Hello, beautiful souls. So we are discussing Saturn entering Pisces, and this will be a 2 to 3 year transit. So probably till 2026, we are going to see Saturn in Pisces. And what does this mean? I am Fox RedSky. I am your astrologer. I am your soul coach. And I am located here in beautiful Costa Rica, where I have manifested the life of my dreams. I'm living my soul's purpose, and I'm doing my best to share my wisdom and love to all of you. So we are discussing Saturn in Pisces, this transit that's going to be happening on the 7th, which is also the full moon. Now, I really feel like, Creator and Spirit has really called me to make this video. I have a real strong opinions that I want to share in this video that maybe might, trigger some people, but this is coming from my heart, and I really want to speak to all of you and have an honest conversation about this. So, Saturn is the establishment, and while Saturn, she is a great teacher, really kind of puts us in a place where it shows us like we have to do the work in order to just receive, and it makes us appreciate things that much more. It's like we can't just live a life of whimsical, we can just do whatever we want. It has there's got to be some dedication. There's got to be some discipline. But it also represents the current paradigm and the current establishment. And the way I see Pisces, beautiful Pisces, this is a higher octave of consciousness. This is a higher octave of Venus, which ultimately has to do with love, right? Love and prosperity and all these things. But this is the 12th house too. This is like the house of the subconscious and the spiritual world and these higher levels of reality that I believe that humanity is trying to evolve to. Like, we have a choice right now, y'all guys. We can either come into a better alignment with, the spirit world and the plant world and the natural world, or we can choose a more, downward spiral that leads us into a little bit more darker path. I am on the belief that we can choose a higher path, that when one of us rises, we all rise. But Pisces, so what does this mean? Saturn in Pisces. I am starting to see a lot more people, and this is, I have a high respect for plant medicine. I'm starting to see plant medicine become more and more mainstream, which is good and bad. When you have these conscious awakening plants that have been, we've been guardians and caretakers of Native people for thousands of years. There is ceremony there, there is structure there, and then kind of being given to the masses that really don't have a lot of teachers. There is some abuse there. But so the negatives and the positives that I see in this upcoming transit is that we're going to have more holistic medicines, alternative medicines being integrated and becoming, oh yeah, that's normal. That's okay. It's okay for you to microdose mushrooms if you want to get rid of your PTSD or suicidal thoughts. It's okay for you to go on these spiritual journeys to find your purpose, and it's not going to be looked down and frowned upon by the establishment. Now, I think this is something that's already been happening and a movement that's already been happening, but I think these next 2 to 3 years, we're really going to see, maybe even so much where it's like, that the Chinese medicine doctor used to see, now the insurance is going to pay for it. Now, people are going to see this as valuable and okay, not so much those dang hippies in the woods taking that ayahuasca, I'm sorry, I'm from Texas, and there's a lot of people still with that mindset. But so it's been happening, it is happening. So like the negative and the positive is that as we're going through this transit where the spiritual parts of us are becoming more the forefront and a part of the establishment, like you're going to have your people who are going to be false and take advantage, and you're going to have your people that are really trying to do this from a pure heart. And that's the thing when you're dealing with spirituality and the material world, because you have this, this desire, capitalism, that wants to, really, really try to monetize everything, monetize it. And for the Native community, this has been kind of like heartbreaking for us because, this was freely given to us from Creator. These are gifts that we freely give. And to see some people kind of go into our community and cannibalize our traditions and then kind of like sell it, it's super, super sad, y'all guys. I mean, it like breaks my heart. Like, I know these medicines are powerful, and they're doorways, so there's just a huge discussion to have. And maybe that this is the time, now that Saturn is going through Pisces, to have these hard discussions. Because as, keepers of this wisdom, it's a fine line, and we really, really want to come out the other side whole and holistic, where no one is being abused and no one is being harmed, including the shamans, the medicine, any of it. So I would really love to hear your perspective. I have really strong views about this, just because, you've got to cut wood and carry water and really, earn your keep in these places and keep these traditions alive. My heart says to me all the time is I have to protect my people. I have to protect these traditions. And I want to be inclusive, and I want to share my wisdom and the wisdom of my elders. But when is it harming? When is it not a good idea at all? So, So this is what was called to me to speak to you today about, in terms of Saturn going into Pisces. We have an opportunity to really, bring the spiritual to the forefront and integrate it into a good way, and have discipline and have tradition. But how do we do it in a way that is good and whole? I would love to hear your thoughts. So wherever you are in the world, however you got to my page, I send you mass love. We're all in this together, wherever tribe or nation or wherever you come from. But it is important that we have these discussions, and it is important that we try and heal and really take these things seriously, y'all guys. It's such a serious matter. So wherever you're in the world, I'm sending you mass love, and I wish you nothing but the highest and greatest timeline. I hope.